All right, Shalom. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you, Akim, across the world, pushing His word in truth and in sincerity and with charity. And I have an article, or not an article, excuse me. I got a video. All right, as you can see here, I got a video here pulled up from Dabu 7. All right, so I'm just gonna play it. It's only 2 minutes long, and then we're gonna get into this lesson. I only got a couple of scriptures.
This is
This is
Dabu
just a quick prophecy update. All right.
7. We now have a warning coming out of New York City. They are stating that they are preparing for a potential cyber attack to hit coming from Russia, of all places. This is what they're saying here on this world stage. And that it's going to be in response to these sanctions that took place here recently against Russia from the United States over everything happening in Ukraine. So, in terms of cyber activity, there's always a lot going on. You really can't lean on some of these other sites to tell you exactly what's going on in these instances because these governments are operating in stealth mode and they could turn the lights out in a city quick. That's my biggest fear. It's at the top of the list. It always has been for the last decade. A lights out situation is what I've been trying to get everyone prepared for. And it just seems that right now they're setting the stage for a counter hit on us from all this. They're telegraphing it all. Whether it's banks, the lights in a city, half the country, the entire country, all of North America, I don't know. But we know that it's in the cards to bring the U.S. down. It has been for a long time. All this is tying in together here on this world stage. There's a lot of different aspects of this. Again, this goes back all the way to the Obama administration, Maidan, and everything that happened there years and years ago. Now we're seeing this fire back up, everything surrounding Crimea. But now we have Donetsk and Luhansk in the mix as well. You can see here who's at the heart of a lot of these problems, okay? And who is the wizard behind the curtain pulling the strings. Yes. I break this down on the live shows. Make sure to join me, 9 p.m. Eastern, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You'll find links below. It's time people get with it before they get left in the dark. I hope people got a plan.
All right. So as you heard that. This is basically we're living in the time of the last two prophecies as Apostle Dahar was going into. So now we're just waiting. We're really waiting to see this MOTB because we know that that's right around the corner because that has to be implemented before any of this takes place. Um, I have this article pulled up here. This is real quick, and my screen is freezing. Okay, there we go. Satan. All right, it says this is from U.S. Today, and a lot of this stuff is like propaganda mixed with truth. When it comes to the Babylon's news, you kind of have to like pick out the bones with it because there's a lot of fluff, a lot of propaganda, but a lot of what they're saying is true. All right. It says Russia has nearly all the forces in place for a large-scale invasion of Ukraine. Defense officials updates. All right, and we all know that Ukraine is affiliated and partnered, all right, with America and NATO and the EU. All right, and we know NATO and the EU and America. That's that beast system. So this is the Lord is setting up the stage, as Dabu 7 said. The Lord is setting up the stage. All right, for America, all right, to be destroyed, and that is via prophecy. All right, so these sanctions are going out to Putin from the U.S., of course, and he's gonna respond. America is really Yahweh Shem Yahshai because what? This is the Lord's world stage. Now I'm gonna grab a scripture. See if I can get it. There it is, right there. So we're gonna go to Daniel 17, Daniel 4 and 17. Daniel chapter 4 verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. And that's who you see ruling the earth now, the Edomites, the Russian Edomites. You got the American Edomites. All right, so the Lord has set them up in these last days over the earth, and they are the basis of men. All right, the least desirable men, the weak men of the earth. You know, their only power is through their projectile weaponry, the gun. That's their blessing, that sword. All right, spoken of in the book of Genesis, given to Esau, their patriarch. All right, but we're seeing what? Revelation, the 11th chapter, which speaks on the bear bringing down that beast system. We're seeing the Lord bring it together. Okay, because He's working on the minds of these kings. Let's pull that up. Let's go to Proverbs. This is not going to be a real long lesson. Proverbs 21 and 1. It says the king's heart. All right, the modern day kings of today are what? The leaders of Russia, Putin, Biden, the president of France, or the president of England, or prime minister, so on and so forth, man. All right, modern day kings and princes and royalty and nobility, and the Lord is working on all their hearts to do what? To fulfill His will, because what did it say in the book of Daniel? It said that what? The Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, ruleth in the kingdom of men. See these countries, these different nations. All right, they're nothing more than chess pieces on Yahweh Bashem Yahushua's board. All right, and us men of the Lord are as well. Okay, so what? He's maneuvering and working on the minds of the kings, which is why you're seeing all these rumors of war. Okay. Proverbs 21 and 1. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. Now let's get this real quick, because these are those rumors of war the Lord spoke on. So this is us measuring the time diligently, man. All right. Because Apostle Dahar went into how a lot of people say, "Oh, you guys been saying this forever now." But you have to understand, it's a process. We know the outcome, but it's a process of measuring the time. We don't know when the Lord is going to make everything come to pass fully, but we're measuring the times, and now we're seeing what? We're seeing that these things are culminating. They're coming together. The orchestration of the end of this story, all right, scripturally, is coming together. All right, whether you people want to see it or not. You can't see it because you weren't given the Spirit. You're not measuring the times diligently like the prophets are, man. Because ultimately the prophets were set up to do what? To watch. Okay, and with watching, all right, you measure time. All right, you're watching the time. All right, you're watching the events. All right, leading up to things. That's the job. All right, Yahweh Shem Yahushua gave the prophets. Why? Because we have the understanding, man. All right, Matthew 24. Let's get it real quick. Matthew chapter 24, verse 3. And as he sat, it's talking about our Lord, red letters. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? This is what we are on the cusp of, seeing things like this, seeing and hearing videos about rumors of electronic EMPs hitting America and taking out power, cyber attacks. These are those rumors and news of war. You go into that word rumors, one of the words is news. We're reporting the news through the Spirit on this world stage, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahushua's chessboard, so to speak, for you to understand. All right. So these things are the rumors of war the Lord spoke on, all right, to let us know when we are at the cusp of the end of the world, which we are now in. Verse 4, why? Because we're seeing these things that he said. Verse 4, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So that's a clear sign, and Apostle Dahar said that. Why? Because we have to experience and go through that that moment of truth, seeing this MOTB implemented, man. Okay, that's what we are currently waiting for. And Apostle Dahar said after that's implemented, everything's gonna go real fast, and that's that hour of temptation we're coming into, Jacob's trouble. All right, so all of these things are moving into play because the angels, all right, via Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, are working on the minds of these kings. We read it in Proverbs. Okay, so let's go here real quick. Let's play this. Play some of this.
Away is about to have a big impact here at home after slapping sanctions on Russia.
And I'll put these links to these videos, Dabu 7, this video at Fox News, and this article in the description box, Lord willing.
President Biden and the White House warning Americans to be prepared for economic strain.
Defending freedom.
And that's prophecy. The economic strain, that's spoken of in what? Let's get it. Second Esdras. See how these things are coming? We're measuring these things, man. Okay? Economic strain. Let's see. Let's actually Google that. And then we'll get Second Esdras. Economic strain. Definition. Alright, let's get it. See what this says. Alright, this is dictionary.reversal.net. Economic strain. Let's see if I can find it. It's actually not here. Let's see here. Let's see here. We'll just use this definition here at dictionary.com. Economic strain. Any actions taken by one nation or group of nations to harm the economy of another nation or group, often to force a political change. That is what he just said you Americans are about to experience, man. Let's hear it again.
Prepared for economic strain.
Defending freedom will have.
And you Jakes voted for this nigga. You voted for this nigga. This nigga is probably just smoked some weed, man. You voted for this guy, man. This guy was supposed to save you, you niggas, man, and you nigga women, man. And now this man's about to get America completely destroyed, and that's all the will of Yahweh Shem Shai according to prophecy, man.
Cost for us as well, and here at home. We need to be honest about that.
Should people across the country expect to see that kind of a number when they go to gas up their car? $5, $6?
Well, again, I think as you heard the president say last week, standing up for our values is not without cost.
It's not without cost. Here it's coming. It's coming. The economic strain, and it's gonna be because of this war. Because when you go into war, you have to accumulate resources, funds, so they can fund the war, and that's what America is. It's what it says in Joel, beat their plowshares into swords. So America's doing that. They're beating their plowshares into swords as well. All right, basically using all your resources, your agricultural resources, the taxes of the people, and this all goes into funding war. All right, and that's what is about to happen because what? World War III, the third war, woe cometh quickly in the book of Revelation. See how this is all? It's all coming together. Let's keep reading or keep watching.
What we're trying to do is minimize that cost. So I don't have a prediction of it right now because we're trying to minimize the impact on the global energy markets.
Response to our sanctions will be painful for America and the Department.
It's going to be painful.
Homeland Security.
This is where you get scriptures like this. Let's grab it real quick, man. And we got to get ready for this, man. But our preparedness is going to be in Yahweh Shem Yahshai, preparing to continue serving the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahshai through all of this chaos coming, man. And having faith ultimately in Yahweh Shem Yahshai and through all this coming. Okay, that's our preparation. Second Esdras, what was it? I think it's 15. It's sedition among men and invading one another. Because that famine, all this, the economic strain, all right, and that let's rewind it again. She said it a little bit better than me.
On the global energy markets.
Response to our sanctions will be painful for America and The Department of Homeland Security is telling American companies to be ready for possible.
So what's about to happen in America is going to be painful. All right, and that's going to bring forth what the famine that us brothers from the apostles and elders on down always speak on: the famine of food, the gas prices. All right, sedition among. This is about to happen. All right, we're just waiting for it. We're waiting for it. That chip is coming, man. Okay, that mark of the beast, according to Revelation, the 13th chapter. All right, second is just 15 and 16. 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And now they're having also, I'm gonna add this through the Spirit. They're getting rid of these mandates, these restrictions. So what the process of what the prophecy of peace and safety can come into effect, because everybody thinks everything's going back to normal. All right, but that's not the case. It says when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction, and the Lord is setting this up perfectly, and we see it through the Spirit. All right, so that's economic strain. All right, and the hard times coming is going to lead to these prophecies being fulfilled. Second Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, that's what's coming, and invading one another. All right, people are gonna be breaking into each other's house because the food is gonna be shortages of food, and eventually there's not gonna be any food. This is what's coming. All right, this is what all these preppers are getting ready for. This is what all this is what all the hysteria has been around. The end of this society, man. The end of the world. And the Lord showed us and told us in the book of Matthew, all right, to look for these tokens as a sign, all right, of my coming and as a sign of the end. And we're seeing these things. Second Ezra 15 and 16. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. This is all being orchestrated by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And that's what's coming. And this is going to lead to martial law. And you can just read throughout this chapter, man. All right, when you're reading this chapter, you can, in your mind, picture a movie like what? You can picture movies like The Road. All right, you can picture movies like Bushwick as scenes of what? This is where they get those scenes from. All right, they're according to what? The last days here in America, Babylon the Great, the tribulation, the great pain and suffering that's coming. And they just said it. Out in the open. Let's rewind and we'll keep watching this.
Of it right now because we're trying to minimize the impact on the global energy markets.
Right.
Response to our sanctions will be painful for America, and the Department of Homeland Security is telling American companies to be ready for possible Russian cyber attacks. While Putin already unleashed a cyber assault on Ukraine today, and Russian tanks and troops are, quote, uncoiled from their holding positions and are ready to go. Before we get our reaction, let's go to Bill Hemmer. Of course, we got Bill Hemmer at the billboard.
Partner.
How are you? It's good to see you.
All right, so I'll put that into the description box. Yeah. And this show of Russia's force and them, I'm actually going to play this. Let's watch this real quick.
Yeah, nice to see you, Dana.
What's the update?
Here is the situation. It's midnight in Kiev, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning in Moscow, and we're waiting on word as to whether or not Putin's going to pull the trigger. There was a headline about an hour ago about forces down here in southeastern Ukraine.
And these are just rumors of wars. All right, we got to remember that. All right. This is going to, see, they're still doing these proxy wars, these small cyber wars. You know, so we're still waiting on that chip, man. We know you Edomites are gonna push that out. That's already been established. It's already written. All right, Revelation the 13th chapter, man. All right, let's see here.
Requesting military assistance on behalf of
we go.
Moscow to help with Ukrainian aggression. That was the word from the Kremlin now. Okay, here's the neighborhood. Poland to the west, Belarus to the north, Russia to the east, and Ukraine is the focus right now. I'm going to show you a couple slides, Dana, so our viewers at home get a sense of this. This is what we believe based on 3 days ago, right? This is the 20th of February. Every white circle you see here
all right, so you
is
see
an existing military
Russia's
position. Every red circle
All right, so that's prophecy, man. This is and then they're positioned in the Valley of Yehoshaphat, all right, which is where a lot of judgment is about to go down. All right, you have over there Iran. All right, you have those Middle Eastern countries. You have Turkey. All right, you have who else do you have? You have Iraq. You know, so on and so forth. And then all the armies are gonna go over there. All the armies have been in the so-called Middle East. All right, near the Valley of Yehoshaphat for years. All right, so that's all been this pot been brewing for a while, and it's about to come to a head. All right, this is Joel 2. Got a couple scriptures, and we'll get out of here. Joel 2:1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain, because we've been made what? Watchmen, and we're blowing what? That trumpet, which is what? Warning, it's teaching, all right, prophesying, so on and so forth, doing these videos. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. See, that word nigh means, define nigh. Nigh. Almost, nearly, just about, more or less, practically, virtually, all but, as good as, next to, close to, near to all intents and purposes, approaching, bordering on, verging on, nearing, about, roughly, approximately, not quite, so almost there. And that's where we are in prophecy, because what? We're waiting for Revelation 13 to be implemented. All right, so this is all beautiful, man. All right. This is Jeremiah 51:11. It says, make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes. For his device is against Babylon, America, to destroy it. See? America's not going to be great again. America is prophesied and written, all right, from the times of old to be destroyed. Because it is why? Because it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh. Ba Hashem Yahushai. Let's see what this word means. Vengeance. This is the vengeance of our power. Define vengeance. Vengeance. Punishment inflicted or retribution exacted for an injury or wrong. What has that wrong or that injury been? Alright. The affliction of the children of Israel, the Lord's people. Alright, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. It says, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple. Okay? So we're seeing this America become isolated, man. All right, because what? Eventually, what? The beast system is going to hate the horse, is going to hate America. And then what? They're going to get together. All right? They're going to get together. Let's see if it's still here. They're going to get together and shoot missiles on America, man. That's what's going to come out of World War III. All right, right along with the chariots coming to save, all right, the elect and destroy everything else and all the armies on earth. All right. All right, so let's Jeremiah 51:12. Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon, make the watch strong, set up the watchmen, prepare the ambushes. That's us. All right. For the Lord hath both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. All right. O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures. It's talking about America. Thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. You see? So everything that the Lord has a purpose against America is being prepared, is being set up. You know, us being set up to prophesy against this man. Us being set up to bring forth the truth back onto the planet. All right, these are the nations gathering, all right, under Russia. It's all going to come against you Edomites here in America, man. Verse 13, O thou that dwellest upon many waters, which is talking about peoples, abundant in treasures, thine end is come. We're living in the end of America, Babylon the Great. This is the end of this society, the end of this age, and it's all coming together. And we're measuring it based off of these tokens, all right, or prophecies, or news updates around the world, man. Like Dabu 7, this is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai's world stage. Alright? This is theatrics. I think Apostle Gabar went into that. Verse 14, the Lord of hosts hath sworn, Slakia, verse 13, O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. The Lord of hosts hath sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men, as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against thee. Alright, so the Lord is going to bring forth devastation even unto the soils of America before it's destroyed. Alright. So this is what's brewing. Alright, so that was that last precept. I'm gonna, Lord willing, put these video clips and these articles in the description box. So Lord willing, I was edifying. Call halal Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you Akim across the world, pushing His word in truth and in sincerity and with charity. Shalom and a Bible ball.